Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Dembele, who is now a PSG player. We're talking about this revelation that Dembele's agent made an absurd request to Football Club Barcelona for during the contract renewals before the departure to PSG. We are going to discuss more on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about right back Joan Foyth, as Barca have completely ruled out a move for the 54 million rated defender after a recent meeting again with Villarreal. So as we get right into it in much detail, please, if you haven't subscribed, turn on the post bell notification so you always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and watch it right up to the very end. Ousmane Dembele is not a part of the Barca roster anymore, but revelations are being made about the player and his agent's demands from FC Barcelona. The former Borussia Dortmund winger recently moved to Paris Saint-Germain for a fee of 50.4 million euros, and by the contract, Barcelona and the player will share the fee in two halves. Out of the 50.4 million euros transfer fee, Barca will receive 35.4 million euros, and the rest of that amount will be transferred to the player's account. Now, Barcelona were more than happy to finally part ways with the player, but Sport has revealed some crazy insights, which include the incredible request of Dembele's agent Moussa Sissoko to renew. So, as part of Dembele's deal with Barcelona, he was entitled to receive a variable if he had managed to play 60% of their matches last season. In January this year, though, the forward suffered an injury to the rectus femoris of the left thigh, which ruled him out for action for a considerable amount of time. This means Dembele lost all his privileges to earn the mentioned variables. So the condition that Sissoko put forward while in talks with Barca over an extension was for his client to receive the variables, as the injury occurred was not a fault of his own. Instead, they pushed it all on Barca's kitman. The forward agent told Barcelona that those responsible for the kit and the accessories that night did not give Dembele the leg warmers to carry out a warm-up session prior to the game, and this is why the forward had to limp off injured in the only 26 minutes. Now, Barcelona did try to convince the player to continue, as he was very much liked in the dressing room, but it was being learned that the Frenchman personally requested Xavi to let him leave for PSG this summer. Of course, Dembele finally left PSG, but we still keep on hearing some reports about how things went about when he was still a Barca player, contract-wise. Dembele's relationship with his Barca have never been the best, let's be honest. Prior to Xavi, we quite remember when Dembele's last contract expired. In fact, it reached a boiling point where Dembele was supposed to be sent to the stands completely. Had it not been Xavi who came in as the new boss and pledged or begged Laporta and his board to try to calm down the situation, this guy and his relationship with Barca have not been the best. Honestly, his agent Moussa Sissoko, I think he's not helping matters at all. He isn't, because they keep on, pouring dirt at Barca, making Barca to look like they are the one at fault for everything that goes on. Because right now, they'll bring all the arguments telling you why Dembele had to leave Barca for PSG. Honestly, the problem is Dembele was always claiming that he's happy to stay, he wants to renew, and he was so happy. And the worst thing is when you give fans an expectation, then you fail them at the end, you create a big problem for yourself. And that's exactly what Dembele did. Because we quite remember prior to his contract being extended or whatever, the player was like, he's really waiting on patiently for that to happen. until when PSG came and showed him that big amount of money from their offer. Then he couldn't resist. He couldn't resist. So we wish him the best there. No matter what happens, no matter the history that he has had with Barca, he have tried his luck. But I don't think anybody can say Dembele deserves a legendary status at Barca. He have not, because honestly, he have failed to reach the expectations. We quite remember when Neymar left in 2017. Barca immediately went for Dembele because they knew that he might be that perfect replacement for Dembele. But little did Barca know that it was a failure. It was a failure because he can't do what our Neymar did or whatever. He have not done that. He have not done that. His goal scoring is too poor. Yes, assisting, he's doing good there. Dribbling, he's good. But what matters during the final third, his decision making is still very poor. And to be honest, sometimes it looks as though it is unchangeable. A guy who is already 26 years, do you think you have any year like this is a stage in his career where he have already reached that peak, and there's no way that he looks changeable right now. Javi can't do anything to change him. From the onset, he have just been like that. So he has tried his own way to help the club, and despite Javi's trust and everything, Dembele decided to disappoint or to betray him. Let me put it that way. The dressing room as well have been still surprised, and they have been disappointed about that decision. Then on to the next story of discussion. Barcelona have ruled out any possibility of signing Joan Foyth this summer, owing to Villarreal's stance of not wanting to negotiate for the right back. According to Sport, Foyth has been on the radar of Barca for a very long time, and reports this week suggested that Barca had rekindled their interest in the Argentine amid question marks lingering over the deal for João Cancelo. Foyth, for his part, was understood to be keen on a move to Barca and had even informed Villarreal of his desires as well. Following this, the report states that Barca was a summit between Barca director Alemany and officials from Villarreal, and it was made clear that the Yellow Submarine will not negotiate for Joan Foyth, and that the only way Barca can sign him is by activating release clause, which stands at 54 million euros. The La Liga champions were considering the possibility of lowering Foyth's valuation by offering a player on a loan. But Villarreal would not budge, having already made more than 100 million through player sales this summer. They do not wish to lose any more key players, and as such informed Barca that they must pay the full release clause. Given Barca's financial situation, that would have never been possible, and as such the doors appear to be closed on the possibility of Foyth arriving this summer. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.